Alright, so here's my little follow-up review on the Sharkoon FireGlider mouse. Having a bit of a play with it last night, a couple of games, and found the tracking was really quite good. It's a very smooth running mouse. It's actually a lot smoother than my previous Microsoft mouse. It's very good. The weight is almost perfect. Getting used to the thumb buttons, as I said, they were going to be a bit of an issue, but getting used to reaching for those, they're not too hard to get to. It's just a matter of moving your hand in a different way. And yeah, DPI settings seem to be all good and comfortable. Now, obviously, as you can see, the image is a bit clearer this time, so you should be able to read what's going on. I forgot I could use my screen capture stuff. Now, so as you can see in the DPI settings, I've changed that. So now I've only got 4 settings, the last 2 are disabled. And I just go 600, 1200, 2000, 3600. Most of the time I'll use it 3600, obviously, because the higher DPI gives you a much smoother movement, which is perfect for games and pretty much anything else. And then I've got the lower resolutions in case I need to run a bit slower. For example, doing image editing, I might want a slower DPI just to be able to get a bit more accurate with drawing outlines and such. And so that's been exported to the mouse. Found a couple other things as well. In the tray icon, there's these couple of extra options which I wasn't aware of before. And you got things like the 4D wheel. If you open that up, I'll just bring that into the shot. So here it looks like, even though it doesn't have side scroll, you can set it so a certain section, if you have the mouse in a certain area of the screen, then instead of scrolling up and down, it will scroll left and right for you, which could be handy. I haven't enabled it, as you can see. Actually no, it does look like it's been turned on. Look at that. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't use horizontal scroll that much. As you can see, it's mainly for things like Excel. And I don't use Excel all that much on my home PC anyway, so... Yeah, what else we got? It's also function key reminder. I noticed this when I was playing with the changing of settings, and noticed that it actually tells you in the bottom right hand corner of the screen that you have changed the speed of the mouse. So if you look just down here, press the button, put profile 1, profile 2, profile 3, and profile 4. Well, it's all profile 1, but DPI setting 4. So that's handy, so you can actually get visual feedback. Probably comes up in games as well. I'm not sure if it does. Haven't actually tried that, because I don't change my DPI in games all that much. You can change background color, font size, font color, all that kind of stuff. That's good. There's also, you can change the report rate of the mouse, so you got 125 Hz, 250, 500 and 1000. It was set to 500, and I've just changed it to 1000 now, just to see if that makes any difference. Probably not. It's 1 millisecond versus 2 milliseconds. I mean, who's going to notice that difference? It does say high frequency response suits more efficiency computer. Great English. Obviously, what they mean is a faster computer. Since my PC won't struggle with it, 1000 should be more than enough for it. Shouldn't be too much for it to handle. But if you've got a slower computer, obviously 1000 Hz may start to choke your computer a bit, because it does use CPU when you're using the USB. The last one is mouse control panel, so that'll just go to the Windows control panel for the mouse, or the Open Mouse Editor, which opens this window here. I haven't played with any of the macros or anything like that because I've got no use for them. Games seem to recognise all the buttons as their default, so it recognises the mouse button 4 and mouse button 5, as well as scroll up and down the middle button and left and right button as they should. Which is good, because sometimes you get mice where the thumb buttons aren't recognised as thumb buttons and it gets a bit lost, and I've in the past had to assign those to keyboard shortcuts, keyboard strokes instead, just to get around it, but thankfully it recognises them on this. And the treble click, haven't used that in games yet, but although with Minecraft it's good, especially if you're just mashing the key to do something, you just keep mashing the treble click instead, and your guy's hand just goes nuts. That's fun. That's about it really. So there's my follow-up. The only other issue is because the mouse does skid so easily, where my mouse cable is, it actually hangs down a bit, and the weight of that is actually enough to pull it a little bit. So I just need to find a solution to hold the weight of the wire under the desk, just so it doesn't pull my mouse away from me. So I had a couple of times when I was in the games, I was just adjusting my hand on the mouse, and the mouse would start to move, and would ruin where I was aiming on the screen. But that's only minor. There you have it. Sharkoon FireGlider is a great mouse for $33. Highly recommend it if you're in the market for a new one.